I'm thrilled to be here today, and this is my fourth Southern European Congress, and fourth. As everyone else has mentioned, I also want to thank Kimon and the team, Maria, for all the effort that's gone into creating today's event. I think it's been absolutely fascinating. The topics of succession, of gender issues are all just really amazing. So for me, I'm the head of associations and technical lead at Fespa, and we of course represent 37 national associations worldwide who are all completely committed to supporting printers in graphic signage and textiles, and providing support and useful information in every way they do. So a little bit about me, for those of you that don't know me, and some of you do because I was here 5 years ago last time. I'm a passionate printer. I've been a printer for 40 years. I've worked in screen printing and digital printing in the main. I've worked in production, in management, in graphics, industrial and textile applications, in industrial, in military electronics, and I still have an interest in fine art production. I'm a member of the senior management team at Fespa, responsible for our associations team and for technical guidance within the organisation. And more recently, I've taken on the role of sustainability lead, which means I'm responsible for ISO 2112, which is the Sustainable Events Management System that we're building for Fespa Global Print Expo. And I also sit on the ISO TC130 Committee for Printing and Graphic Technologies, and I'm a member of the Academy of Screen Digital Printing Technologies in the US. So I've been around a while. The kind of work and stuff I've been involved with over the years is very broad. I think probably the most technically demanding is in the centre, the menacing-looking shoulder-launch missile system for Shorts Brothers. I spent a long time working in printed electronics, which is a very challenging, technically demanding area. But I've also worked for people like the Sultan of Oman and Orient Express Group, creating luxury publications. So I'm at heart a geek and a technician. So a bit about Fespa. Of course, we aim to be the leading globally connected community, reinvesting our profits for the purpose of inspiring, educating and growing the industry. And we do this through our profit for purpose mission. So we generate profit from our international events, and we use the profits that we make to reinvest in the community. Over the years, so since 2015, we've reinvested 7 million euros, and that has been invested in things like supporting 200 association activities since 2015. Our combined membership through our associations is for about 14,500 businesses. So we have a lot of reach, and on an annual basis, that comes to around 77,000 participants per year. So onto the agenda for today, I'm going to give you some insight into the Fespa Print Census, who responded to it, where the industry is at in terms of revenue, the position with staff employed, the demands of customers, the purchasing plans and investment plans of printers, some observations about sustainability, and then finally closing on the level of optimism that exists within the industry. So the objectives of the survey is to gain an understanding of the experience of printers and understanding the key issues that they face. And it continues to explore transition from conventional to a more digital industry. Within this census that all members have access to, there's 54 pages of information that I can't possibly get into this particular presentation. So I'm just going to give you the key headlines as have been highlighted by our analysts. So first of all, who responded to the census? In 2018, the last time we had a cycle, we had 1,405 respondents. This time I'm pleased to say that it's up to 1,778. So we've seen a 27% increase in the number of people participating in the survey itself. And the geographic breadth has also increased. So we've gone from 2018 having 102 countries participate to now having 121 countries participate, a further 19% growth in that. Most of the respondents are identify as graphics companies. So they are 1,061 businesses, are commercial printers, wide format, and visual communications companies. And importantly, all of them offer a very broad range of printed products. But then we have the voices of 26% from signage, to 24% from textile and apparel production, and 14% in the industrial markets. So in terms of demographics, the distribution, we've got, you can see highlighted in red for all the participants today, we've got Italy, Spain, Greece, France and Portugal account for 16% of the respondents. And then as in previous print census surveys, there was great coverage of respondents from across Europe, but also notable responses from Latin America. Overall, 121 countries, representing an impressive number that no doubt was helped by the survey going out in 11 languages. It provides a good balance from which we can observe trends. Interestingly, there were low levels of variance across regions. So in terms of annual revenue for printing services, these stacked graphs show the proportion by company turnover, and it illustrates that there's a similar level within each graph by business size. But when we ask the question, what are your company's annual revenues for printing and related services, what we see that we're 6% up from pre-pandemic. I think it's pretty impressive considering global shutdowns, supply chain issues, inflationary economics. To be where we are is something that we should take heart in. As far as employees and working in facilities, employee numbers have decreased marginally, but they've decreased. Survey responses across all types of business sizes have been averaged to produce these numbers. But why is this? I think the need to reduce labour cost and an increase in automation, along with getting the most from existing teams to maintain margins. So things are in the discussion with Keypoint Intelligence that they believe we should be looking at and we support is things to investigate, workflow automation, using the use of APIs to connect software systems and to speed up our processes further. And of course, AI is being developed for intelligent dynamic processing within software for workflow and will only increase the efficiency, but along with reducing the need to staff jobs that can be automated. Print service providers need to look for every way in which to maintain their competitive edge and profitability. The survey also showed that workforces aged a little more, with the average age slipping from 44 to 47 years old for respondents. And they are currently 84% men. So I think listening to our previous presentations, it clearly shows work to be done. However, I think the ageing, it's likely that business owners who are completing the survey are going to be in that age group. So I don't think that necessarily says too much that's problematic. Then if we look at changes in client demands, so how are client demands for the following changing over time? We asked a series of questions that were, are clients demanding shorter turnaround? Are they demanding shorter run? Are they demanding more versioning or personalization? Is there more need for delivery for fulfillment? And so on. You can see here the number of things. The top three are faster turnaround times, shorter print runs, and more versioning and personalization. And I don't think that comes as a surprise to any of us, because we're all consumers and we're all expecting more, faster in every aspect of our life. So clients demand faster turnaround. We order things on our phone for next day delivery. That then rolls out into our world. And I think the consumer mindset, having transferred to all businesses, whether it's reasonable or not. So faster, customized, and and personalized products. People are wanting one-off, bespoke things that are special to them. I think an indicator, I recently bought a desk and a cabinet for my home office, and I had them personalized with my own designs. There's a massive opportunity here. So what are printers looking at investing in? Wide format purchasing plans. So what are the following types of digital wide format equipment or ancillary kit that you're most likely to purchase in the next 2 years? So this looked at UV curing, eco-solvent, CNC cutting, latex printers, and the top three were UV curable, hybrid or flatbed at 27%, 18% eco-solvent, and 17% on CNC cutters. The fact that customers want everything now and a variety of choice or personalized versions with less employees to deliver means equipment investment needs to follow and to meet this demand. So the UV curable makes perfect sense because, of course, it's more flexible on a wider range of materials. It has it cuts out steps in the production process. It gets things done faster and allows us to complete jobs and ship them quicker. Eco-solvent, I think, is interesting in that it's very established technology, but of course it's become low cost. The manufacturers have moved pricing down for eco-solvent equipment so that new and emerging markets can take up and get involved in the business. And then finally, when it comes to finishing, 10 years ago, people were maybe doing more print finishing externally. They were using subcontractors. there isn't time. They need to bring it in-house and do it now. I think there's also this speeding up of workflow fits very well with market conditions, and we believe that this and aligned processes will become fully automated with robotic handling for lights out production. It's a great way to reduce bottlenecks. On sustainability initiatives, the question was asked, which of the following best describes the sustainability of your customers? Which of the following best describes the type of sustainability your customers are requesting? And the responses were, people want more sustainable products, they also want sustainable factories, or they want both of them. And from the survey, that illustrates that 75% of customers are making that demand. So back in 2018, in the previous survey, this percentage was a little higher. It was at 81%. And I think the likely reason it's reduced is because we lived through COVID, and in survival mode, we have to try and tackle a lot of pressures all at once. But it's not going anywhere. It's only accelerating, and I think it's coming down the track. So there's little doubt that by the time we get to 2026 Print Census Survey, there will be even higher demand, and the industry will be ready to respond. We still have so much work to do to meet the needs of transition to a sustainable economy, more of which I'll talk about tomorrow. So in terms of the impact of environmental strategy, so the question was asked, how has your environmental strategy affected your business? Well, you can see that 70% of printers responded that they're actually able to maintain pricing while satisfying higher sustainability demands. And 22% of the respondents actually said that they were also able to raise their pricing with no impact on sales. So this is good news in that businesses didn't feel the need to raise their prices to be sustainable. I think a number of discussions I've had with lots of people, we know that sustainable materials are coming down in price as they become more common and more widely available, and I think we just build on that, and it gives us a chance to clearly demonstrate more sustainable practice and emissions reduction. So from a marketing message point of view, if pricing can remain similar and turnaround times can be met with an environmental benefit, this can only be positive for the community. And I'm going to close on this slide. So as mentioned, there's a lot of work to do. If we look at this response since 2007, there's a multiple response over many years about how optimistic are we about the future of the industry that we serve and within our own businesses. The responses that we've had from printers is that they are cautiously optimistic, which I don't think would surprise anyone in this room. But I think the thing that's interesting is that they're more optimistic about their own business maybe than their customer base. So I think that reflects the fact that, and we've seen this at Global Print Expo and the European Sign Expo, that the indicators are there that we're continuing to grow even under economic adversity, and their creative response in hard times doesn't seem to be damped down too much. So that's a brief overview on what's happening with the census, but I encourage you to ask your associations for a copy so you can study it more. Thank you. Actually 20 minutes. Bloody hell.